Quazi here, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to accelerate your manifestation by removing the blocks and reducing importance in a very, very easy manner that people overlook. So this could even be considered a big secret. Before I begin this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to enroll into a competition to win this book for completely free at the end of the week, just comment Life Mastery down below. And we're going to be picking one lucky winner every single Friday in the community posts. So make sure you also keep an eye out for that. You could be the winner from last week. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the Reality Mastery free one-to-one consult is available right now in August. So wait till the end of the video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the concept of reducing importance. And for many of you, you might not even know what importance is. But essentially, it's a very, very deep reality transurfing concept. And if you don't know what reality transurfing is, click up here. I made a video on the differences between law of attraction and reality transurfing. Essentially, reality transurfing is just another model of viewing reality and the events that occur in it. It was written by a Russian quantum physicist called Vadim Zeland, and it's a very, very powerful way of managing your reality, And this guy, he had a series of epiphanies that led him to writing this book and becoming an esoteric teacher of all of these metaphysical concepts. Now, with that being said, this book is 800 pages long, and a lot of people, and also it's very difficult to decipher this stuff. So that's why I try my best to make videos on them and show you how I've applied them in my personal life and also how I've helped my clients use these principles. So with that, let's get started with this video on the concept of importance. Now, why importance is important in this manifestation space is a lot of people know how to do the right things, but they don't know how to remove the wrong things. It's kind of like going to the gym and trying to get a fit body. You set out on a goal to get a fit body, but you're eating salad, you have a good diet, but you're also eating burgers and fries and shakes. Those things you've got to remove. And it's this importance we've got to reduce. Once we reduce importance, goals just become really achievable. It's almost like going to a deli and taking up a sandwich. That's it. Or going to the mailbox and taking your mail. That's how goal achievement should really be like in the ideal scenario, right? So with that being said, reducing importance comes very, very key because it explains another deeper concept of reality, which is called excess potential. Anytime you have too much importance or too much meaning attributed to something, you are generating in nature an imbalance. And this imbalance is generated in the form of excessive potentials. And excessive potential is kind of like gravitational potential. When I put a pen up here, it gains gravitational potential energy. When my thought energies are putting too much importance on any particular thing in my life, even if it's my personal qualities. Okay, there is inner importance, there is outer importance. Inner importance is when I'm too focused on, my shortcomings and I'm feeling like a victim, or I'm too focused on my cockiness and my qualities. Like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. When you're too braggy and cocky, then you build excessive potential. Whenever you build this excessive potential, it creates polarization. Nature gives you the exact opposite and balances things out, or either takes the path of least resistance to balance out this excessive potential that you've generated. See, nature is a perfect system. It'll never be at an imbalance. Whenever you put too much importance on something, it automatically raises excessive potential. Whenever you put a pen up here, it automatically raises gravitational potential. So nature is never at an imbalance. With that being said, there is also outer importance when you put something that you want on a pedestal. And what happens when you do that is, again, you create a value difference between the importance of this and your, importance of everything else that you're attributing, everything else in your life. And when this happens, this value difference is created. Nature wants to create balance again. So it either takes that thing far, far away from you. So when you're too focused on getting a partner or getting a job or earning a certain amount of money, when that importance level is too high, it becomes even harder to just get to that goal, because now you got to overcome these excessive potentials and use your intention energy to get to those goals. So people who are really focused on achieving a goal and they're like, no, I'll stop at nothing to do it, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to launch my attack. I'm going to take massive action, massive action. You don't even need to take massive action if you could get yourself to a point where you're convicted. When the conviction in your willingness to have is so high, outer intention and the magical force that brings goals to you, it just comes. But because of how we've been conditioned, we need to believe that, without action, how is this going to happen? How's my business going to get successful? And that's why action taking still works. But the goal with all action taking is to unite your personal intention with the worldly intention, the outer intention that creates these magical things. So going back to importance, whenever there is too much importance on something, now you got to exert more energy anyways. Now you've got to take massive action anyways, because you're overcoming all of these importances to get to your goal. So your intention energy is tied up in overcoming these importances and these excessive potentials. It's kind of like a man on a tightrope trying to get to the other side. Whenever he feels fear, because it's such a high precipice, he feels fear that, oh no, if I take another step, I might fall and plunge to my death. Whenever he feels that fear itself is too much importance on his personal life. Okay, and whenever that is happening, excessive potential is being built, and now this man must overcome this excessive potential while at the same time crossing to the other side. And you'll see that once he does cross to the other side, he's going to be exhausted. Okay, and this is because he's overcoming these excessive potentials, and half of his intention, I would say 80 to 90% of his intention energy, is getting tied up in overcoming this fear and crossing to the other side. But as you get more and more accustomed to it, more and more accustomed to doing that, this fear level drops. And it gets easier and easier to cross to the other side, right? So that's why repetition creates competence. So now anytime you are seeing challenges or obstacles in your life, just know that there is some heightened importance somewhere. Anytime there is heightened importance on anything in your personal life, challenges and problems will inevitably show themselves. So always just keep that in the back of your mind. Whenever you notice a problem happening here, oh, that's a problem, and that's an obstacle, that's a challenge, I must have heightened importance somewhere. Don't even work on, overcoming the problem. When you're overcoming the problem, you're just focusing on the problem itself. It's more about focusing on reducing the importance level and then doing what is necessary or what needs to be done. It doesn't have to be in a passionate way, like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. It could just be a dispassionate way of going about it and just doing what needs to be done because your importance level is lower. Now, again, this importance raises excess potential. And whenever there is too much importance on something, there is too much focus on the problem. Focus on the problem creates more problems. Now, I want to share with you a solution that is going to help you shift that focus from the problem to the actual solution. And I saw that in my personal life, this was very prominent. But before I even get to the solution, I'm going to share with you my personal story of how I dealt with this and how it actually solved itself. So one day, my wisdom teeth are coming in and it's causing canker sores in my mouth. So it was really painful. At a certain point, I think there was a flap of skin from my gum, just like crunching up on my onto my teeth. And it was just very painful to chew. And I just couldn't chew no matter what. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go to the dentist. To give me peace of mind, I'm going to go to the dentist. And back then I wasn't too much into reality creation, or maybe I was, maybe not as deep, definitely not as deep into it as I am now. But I went to the dentist and I explained to him, hey, look, this is what's happening. He does a cleaning of my teeth and he's like, yeah, we're going to need to surgically remove it. We're going to do a little process to just remove it. And I'm like, okay, what happens if I don't remove this? He's like, if you don't remove it, it's going to stay and, it's going to rot in your mouth. It's going to cause a lot of problems. I'm like, is there no way that this will go away on its own? He's like, no, there's no way. And I call up my dad. I'm like, Dad, this is what's happening in my mouth. And what do I do? Do I just go for the surgery right now? He said, just wait for it a little bit. And don't go for it now. Let's see what happens. If it still persists, it's only been a week that it was there. If it still persists after a week, then you come back. Doctors here and dentists here, they always want to sell their services. They'll do whatever. They'll say whatever to, close you down and, put that pain in you so you do it now and you spend money so they can charge your insurance. And I chose to listen to him and I said, okay, well, let's see if my body is good at healing itself naturally. And I'm always opposed to medicines and external things and surgery. So, I wouldn't want to do that anyways. And I was still a little bit fearful, but I went with it anyways. And I came back and I just worked on reducing this importance. And I just said, okay, well, this is what's going on. I'm focusing too much on this pain that's going on. I keep focusing on the pain. The more I focus on the pain, the more the pain is there, And instead of focusing on the pain, what I started to do was just shift my focus. And I said, okay, let the pain be, shift focus. Started doing other things. momentarily I would get lapses when I do focus on the pain. Then I just redirect my attention again. Like, okay, this is what's happening. No problem. Let it be. Let it be. Focus on something else. As I did that, day 3, it just healed on itself. Literally, this problem just healed by itself. And then, that got me thinking. I was like, oh, if I did the surgery, I would have probably got it done sooner. But at the same time, I wouldn't have given my body a natural chance to heal itself and arrange itself. So I actually healed myself from within rather than some external thing coming in and doing me a patch-up job. And I saved myself going through the process of surgery. Who knows what the recovery time on that would be. And I saw that most of the time we focus on problems. We're like, oh, this needs to be solved now. This importance level is really high. Once we just let go of this importance, things just solve on their own. So from that moment onwards, I really started to believe more and more into this stuff, and I got really deep into this stuff. So with that being said, this is going to that 2-step exercise I'm going to share with you, or rather the do's and don'ts of reducing importance and how to do it in the most effective way. So what you should do really is allow this problem to be. First of all, you want to allow this problem to be. Let the obstacle be without resistance, because whatever you resist will persist. This is what I did with my wisdom teeth, right? I just let that problem be. When I came back from the doctors or the dentists, I just let it be. I let it be and I just shifted focus. So allow it, but shift focus anyways. Allow the problem to be and shift your focus on something else. Keep doing whatever it is you'd be doing every single day. Go about your daily tasks and just let it be. What you shouldn't do is resist it and shift focus. So when you resist and shift focus, you are escaping the problem. You're stuffing it in. A lot of people, when they have, mental troubles and, neuroses, they try to stuff it in. They stuff it in. They're like, no, affirmations, I'm powerful, I'm healthy, I'm confident, even though they're not feeling that way. They don't let these emotions that are naturally coming up express themselves. When, there's an emotion that is so strong, an urge that is so strong and it doesn't express itself, you stuff it away and you don't, it's not like you have to, get crazy and do whatever it is you want to do. You want to murder someone, you go up like, yeah, Quazi said, you must experience it fully, so I'm going to go murder him, blah. That's not what I'm saying. It's kind of like if you're hungry, you don't stuff the hunger away. You let yourself experience the hunger fully. When you're eating food, you experience eating the food fully. Most of us are trying to escape this feeling because we're compulsively seeking something else. This is living in compulsion. If you think about a time when you've just craved food and you were full, but you still wanted dessert or you still wanted more food, it wasn't the hunger. The hunger wasn't in the body. You're not in your body. You're in your head. When you're in your head, the mind just keeps perpetuating this, and you just have to keep eating and satisfy this itch that you can't, no matter how much you itch it, you just don't get satisfaction. This is compulsivity. When that happens, you're in trouble. That's when you're stuffing things aside and you're not experiencing fully. So the key to all of this and why you should start experiencing things fully, by the way, check this video out up here if you want to know more about experiencing things fully and the concept of karma. Essentially, whenever something is trying to come out and you stuff it in and you don't experience it, you don't let it be, you are creating new karma. First of all, this resistance creates karma, and this current karma, the prarabdha karma that's trying to play itself out, you're not letting it play itself out. And as a result, you're creating more and more problems that are going to express itself in ways that you probably wouldn't even like. That's why people who are not in the best mental state and they start doing affirmations to change their state by resisting their previous state and stuffing that in, you'll see that within 2 to 3 years, they'll probably break down. They'll probably have a breakdown, and all of these karmas that they've built up, it's going to try to forcefully express itself. So that's why we feel so good after crying, or sometimes we even feel good after being angry and letting ourselves be angry. Sometimes this is why our goals get achieved after we cry. Sometimes I find that when I just give up and let go and just start crying, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Fuck it, I'm done. And that's when, the goals just get achieved for some reason. And it just doesn't make sense why, right? This is exactly why. When you're letting karma play itself out, you're getting to more and more freedom. Freedom means consciousness, not compulsivity. Compulsivity is something that's binding you. You know, everyone wants situations where they want to be happy, they want to be joyful. But true freedom is when it doesn't matter what the external situation is, you're just joyful within you because you're just that free. You could be in hell, but you'd still be pleasant. And that's what the Buddha said. You know, everyone was like, oh, I want to go to heaven, I want to go to heaven, I want to go to heaven. The Buddha was like, send me to hell. I want to go to hell because I'd be fine there anyways. Because I'm so good within myself, I'll be fine there. That's true freedom. You know, that's complete undoing of karma. And with that being said, you know, before I divert onto another topic, importance is the very thing that creates all of these obstacles in your life. Importance equals attachment equals excessive potentials. Reality transurfing, excessive potential is attribution of excess meaning or, you know, thought energy, too much focus on, you know, too much importance on having something or, you know, some attachment to something, and this creates a value difference in nature, and nature wants to create balance. Too much importance creates more and more problems. When you're focusing on the problem, more and more problems are created. When you shift focus without resistance, that is the sweet spot you want to be at. Example, me with my wisdom teeth. I let that be there, and I said, okay, just let it be there. Let the pain be there. Just experience the pain fully. Shift your focus on something else. Experiencing it fully doesn't mean you keep propagating it more and more. Does that make sense? When you're angry and you act out, you're actually propagating it more and more. When you just experience the anger and holding yourself back fully, like, oh, I'm going to burst, but you experience it. You just let it pass. You let it be fully. Like, this is anger. This is anger. It doesn't control me. You let it be there. Slowly, this gets you to more and more freedom. Situations like these can be used to propel you into so much freedom you can't even imagine. What you must do is, instead of resisting, allow it, experience it while shifting focus. And with that, I conclude this video. I sincerely hope this helped. This was a very big game changer for me, and I know this will be a game changer for you. But the subtle difference here is don't resist and shift focus. Allow it and shift focus. Just remember that, and I wish you the best of luck in reducing importance in all aspects of your life. And you'll see that all of your goals will get achieved much faster if you just practice this every single day. With that, I conclude this video. I sincerely hope this helped. I hope you like this. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell there. Okay. And also, I'm super excited to announce that I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I'll be sharing all of this kind of stuff. And we also have advanced principles and techniques that we share in the group, and a great group of like-minded members. So if you want to take advantage of this opportunity, make sure you click on the link in the description below to join, and I hope I see you there. And also, as I mentioned before, the Reality Mastery Program is still open for enrollment in August. And if you want to sign up for a free one-to-one consult with me to see if we would be a right fit to work together, just click on the link in the description below, and I hope I see you there. Till next time, peace.